Hello, all you good looking ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another broadcast here at the 7-on-7 football tournament of champions. About to get underway. The Cy Falls Golden Eagles taking on the Spring Branch Hawks in this one. Going to be a good one here. Cy Falls in neon, Spring Branch in blue. We're almost ready to get underway. We're almost ready. We will start this game at some point, folks. They're letting all the players get warm and fuzzy. Here we go. We are underway from College Station. Pass incomplete. Second down. Takes the snap. Throws it down the middle of the field. A wobbly throw. Batted incomplete by Jaden Smith. Third down now. Cowris throws it. Incomplete. Fourth down. Here we go. Hawks take over now. Their head coach, Sherman Smith. Here we go. Four receivers to the right, one to the left. Pass and catch.
Fire that ball, Wes. Fire it. Ball down, set a ball down.
In the huddle now, getting the play. Four receivers to the right, one to the left. Quarterback steps up, throws it down the middle of the field, missed his man who was wide open. Misconnection between him and the receiver. Four receivers to the right, one to the left. Throws it. Finds his man, complete. Here we go, first down. Back to pass, throws it. That's complete, short gain. First and goal, 4 down territory now. First down at the 10-yard line. Whitkus throws it. Pass incomplete. Here we go. Four receivers to the right, one to the left. Second down. Whitkus throws it incomplete. We have good news we just got from our officials from PrimeTime that we'll be having a special guest appearance here very shortly from Gerard Johnson, the former Texas A&M star quarterback, currently with the Chicago Bears, and also a former Pittsburgh Steeler. We'll be glad to talk to Gerard here very, very shortly. Fourth down now. Fourth down and about 5 yards to the end zone. Whitkus takes it. Throws it. And it's a turnover on downs, going back the other way. Still no score in this one.
0-0.
Here we go. First down for Cy Falls. Throws it up there. Picked off. Going the other way. Wes Whitkus, the quarterback, with the pick. So the Hawks will take over. The Hawks wearing that green and blue, similar to the Seattle Seahawks, who won the Super Bowl this past year with Russell Wilson and company. For a long time, I've referred to the Seahawks as the Sea Chickens, but I'll not do that with these guys today. Big catch. Oh me, oh my, touchdown. Big play that time. Found his man wide open and took it to the house. Here we go, the extra point attempt now. Here we go. And it's good. So 7-0 lead now for Spring Branch.
Ten seconds, 10 seconds. Second down.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to welcome to the set here into our broadcast location here in College Station. He is a legend in College Station, former A&M quarterback. Also spent some time in the NFL, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. Gerard Johnson joins us now. Gerard, welcome to our broadcast set here. Glad to have you with us.
Yeah, glad to be here, man. It's fun stuff.
You're all over the place now. You got camps and stuff going on. You're doing some scouting here and there. Tell us what brings you out here today.
Yeah, it's been a crazy 4 years for me post college. I've lived in, I guess, 9 cities now in the last 4 years, all over the U.S. Potentially going out of the country in a couple weeks. Maybe playing some Canadian ball, but so it's been up and down. I've been in a lot of places, and in the meantime, whenever I'm back home, I make Houston home when I'm not playing with the team, and I started some quarterback training down there, running some quarterback camps and individual lessons and 7-on-7 leagues, just kind of stay around the game and stay active. And, that's how I built a relationship with PrimeTime, man, and just invited me out here and, help pick some of the all-star teams and the all-tournament teams. And so for me, it's good to be around football. You can never learn too much. It's good to see the kids throwing it and catching it as well as they do. So I'm just happy to be out here just enjoying the game.
That's awesome. We're certainly glad to have you out here. And you were a part of a string of great A&M quarterbacks. It was you, followed by Ryan Tannehill, and then Johnny Manziel, the Heisman Trophy winner, now Browns quarterback. Talk about that, the run you guys had of great quarterbacks, and if you expect that to continue after Manziel.
Yeah, and even before me, Reggie McNeil was really good himself, and Steve McGee has NFL success as well. So it's been we've had a good string of quarterbacks. I think a lot of that has to do with what's going on right now. I think a lot of us threw it and caught it from an early age. I think this was happening in Texas. And, I know our coaches at A&M while I was there, they're really big on kind of recruiting guys who not only were good on the field, but you just mentally could handle, the capacity of a playbook. And I think that's what's attributed to Tannehill's success is the fact that he played the pro-style system. And I just think at A&M in Texas, there's tons of quarterbacks because of the things we have set up. And, as long as we can win the recruiting battles, and get the right guys in here, A&M's going to be a spot for, the top kid in the state. And look at this year, we got Kyle Allen came in from Arizona. So I think A&M will be good at the quarterback spot for the next couple of years.
Yeah, they certainly have done well. And I mentioned Manziel. You saw what he did at A&M, under Coach Summerlin. Tell me what you think about his potential as a pro quarterback. I know a lot of people are questioning if he can transition his game.
I think John will be fine. He's a great football player. He's a great competitor. He's a great athlete. I think it's just going to come down to how good does he want to be himself. It's definitely a different game. The preparation aspect of what you got to do to prepare to give yourself a chance to win. It's one thing I learned from my time there, just being around Roethlisberger and being around Russell and being around Mike Vick when I was in Philadelphia, and even Jay Cutler, as of 2 weeks ago. Those guys stress about how much they have to prepare to give themselves a chance. Because they're like, man, I've spent 15, 16 hours extra studying for a game, got out there on Sunday, and it didn't work. It's a hard league, and I think Johnny will understand that. He'll get that, and once he does that, he'll be fine. But his talent's through the roof, so I think he'll be okay.
So turnover that way, going over to back to Spring Branch after that interception there. Gerard, you're a big follower of Texas high school football, and in the leagues and stuff. Tell us about these areas, Spring Branch and Cy Falls, from what you know.
Yeah, Spring Branch is a really good area. They have a lot of good parent involvement. That's actually where we base a lot of our stuff we're doing, partnering with Keith Blackman and KB3 football on Spring Branch area. So it's kind of centrally located in Houston. There's a bunch of private schools. There's two or three high schools in that area. So they play some good football, especially at this age. They're coached well and they do pretty good. And then Cy Falls, that whole Cypress area is kind of the same way. It's so huge. There's so many schools that they're really involved Little League as well. And a lot of really good players came out of the Cypress area, and they've sent some good teams, whether it's Cy Falls, Cy Fair, Cy Ranch, and all those schools. But Cy Falls for sure definitely have some good athletes.
Big touchdown that time, the first score of the game. Big touchdown catch. That's a nice play right there.
It was. The quarterback saw the coverage, and saw the guy cheating and made a good ball. You never want to leave a deep ball short, and he put it around the money.
So they'll go for the point after attempt. They'll be going for one here. Tell me about this. You spent time at A&M. You're from the state. A lot of this, working with the youth has to do with giving back for you, doesn't it?
It does. I was blessed, growing up to be a son of a coach, and I think a lot of my success was due to the fact that I learned the game from a technical base at a really early age. And so for me, I've had a lot of cool experiences, learned from a lot of great coaches, and I'm an education major, so I enjoy teaching. It's kind of in my blood. My dad's a principal, was a principal. My brother's a coach. Mom's a coach. So for me, I get excited about taking information I learned from, the place, the Mannings, the Manning camp, Pete Carroll, Mike Tomlin, and then packaging it in a way to where a kid in middle school can really understand what's going on. And I just like to think that, if I can give them something I can give them something that I learned in the pros in 7th grade, they'll be that much better off in 9th grade, to have success. And so that's what I get a kick out of, is just kind of giving them some upper level stuff, packaging it in kind of a simple way, and watching them apply it and have success. I get a lot out of that.
That's great. And so I know that you still have some football left in you. Are you wanting to go into coaching as a high school or maybe college coach when you're all said and done?
Absolutely. I've known from day one, that I want to be a coach. I really, like I said, my late father was kind of an inspiration to me, and kind of, I definitely aspired to be like him as a man, but even more so, I really admired the way I grew up watching him affect lives, and that's really what I want to do. And it just, in what capacity, whether it's the individual route, kind of doing my own personal quarterback training stuff, or whether it's, coaching at college or even going to pros. I really don't know which one I want to do yet, but I know for sure whatever I do whenever I'm done playing football will involve coaching and helping kids out and kind of help people further their careers.
Well, that's great. Let's give people an update on this game now. The Hawks jumping out to a 12-0 lead over the Golden Eagles. Spring Branch playing real well in this game. We're Tyler Jones here, joined by Gerard Johnson, former A&M and NFL quarterback, here in the booth. And I got to know, we met up yesterday, and I told you, I've been a lifelong Steeler fan. Tell me about getting to back up Ben Roethlisberger and being part of the Steeler organization for a while.
It was neat. I just like being around Mike Tomlin. As somebody who plans on coaching, whenever we had our team meetings and the things like that, I always take great notes because, for me, it's always a learning experience. I want to use it down the line at some point, But
yeah.
What I really admire about Ben, which is how he played the game. The biggest thing I think a quarterback can do is understand who he is and understand your skill set, understand how your package manipulates the game. I always tell the quarterbacks I'm coaching, understand what you're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Understand how you're going to manipulate a game. Whether you're a smaller guy who's going to be real accurate, whether you're a bigger guy with a big arm, you're an athlete, know what you're doing. And Ben fully understood his strengths, he understood his weaknesses, and knew exactly how to manipulate the game. And his game was, making accurate throws, but also being big and mobile, and he understood that, And so for me, I admired him because, there was days he'd be 30 for 30 in practice. He's impressive to watch, and it was good just kind of see him play the game.
Tell me this, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seemed like, from an outside perspective, the Steelers operate in a Steeler way, different than everybody else. A lot more disciplined. They do so much stuff in-house. Was it that way for you? Was it much different than organizations you work with?
I think I've been fortunate enough to go to 4 great organizations where I've been ran by a great head coach. I think head coaches. I think all that stuff trickles from the top down.
Yeah.
And Coach Tomlin fully understands the tradition of being a Pittsburgh Steeler, and he stresses that all the time. And all the guys get it too, and it's a veteran group. There's a core group of guys with Palomalu and Kiesel and Ike Taylor and Larry Foote and all those guys when I was there, and Lamar Woodley when he was there. So it was a special group who understood the culture, and they definitely kept the tradition alive, and it was definitely a special place.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. So we talked about that you you still got some football left in you, making some moves up to possibly the CFL. Tell me about your playing future.
Yeah, I've been on a couple teams, and going undrafted. I got hurt when I did. It's been kind of a rough stint trying to get into the league, going as a 3-4 guy every time. So there still may be another NFL opportunity, but the knock I keep getting from coaches is just I played well, but it's just the lack of experience to have faith in going in myself as a backup because lack of experience. And if you're
Right.
not getting drafted, there's not that financial investment to kind of give you that experience. So it's been a lot of ups and downs, and so finally I just feel that, for my career, I got to go play. I got to go get in the huddle. I got to get some game reps. I got to take snaps, because that's the only way I'll get the experience they're looking for. And, I talked to Coach Tressman for a while, and he came from Montreal, and he said, look, I've coached in the NFL for 30 years, and I never got a head coaching job. He's like, I had to go to Canada to prove that I could run a team, and it worked. And he was like, I love the people up there. I love the organization. It's great football. It's an opportunity. And he was like, look, I'm a living proof that you can go up there, have success, and the NFL, will want you back. So for me, it's just an opportunity to keep playing the game. And, I've been watching on TV a little bit, and it's good football up there. And so I'm really excited about it. And as of now, I think I'm on Montreal's reg list. So hopefully something will happen in the next couple of weeks, but we'll see.
Well, and news broke out just a couple of weeks ago that ESPN signed a deal to carry some CFL games. So people right here, in the U.S., in Texas, will still get to see you at some point.
Yeah, it's a very unique game. I'm trying to learn it as quickly as I can, just in case I get that call the next couple of days. But it's a unique game. It's football.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love football? And there's a lot of really good players from down in who've had a lot of success in America up there playing, and it's unique. It's different in its own way, and I think America needs some form of spring supplement to kind of quench our I guess our appetite for football in the spring, and I think Canadian football could do that for football fans.
Well, it is halftime, folks. We're joined by Gerard Johnson as Spring Branch leads right now, 12-0 in this ball game. And Gerard joins us on set now. We've been talking for a bit now. So, Gerard, looking at looking at the way this has all unfolded for you, your career-wise. You still got. We mentioned you still got some football in you. You got some coaching left. You're still feeling optimistic. You got a lot to look forward to.
I am. I think for me, I'm in the best shape of my life. I actually spent after post surgery. I actually spent. I went to Eagles, and Coach Andy Reid was like, "Look, you got to get healthy." And I came back home, and that's what I'm really. I always known Kevin Murray,
Yeah.
but we were never really that close. We were just kind of like, he was an idol, kind of legend at A&M.
Yeah.
He actually knew my dad. He gave me a call and was like, hey, I really want to help you. Your throwing motions, it's your issue. You're healthy, but the way you're throwing the ball is like not anatomically correct to give you success. And so I moved to Dallas and relearned to throw a football from scratch. It took me 8 months.
Wow.
I'm talking like elementary school kid, putting the ball up against the wall, elbow inside, just every day, 4 days a week. And he was a godsend for me, but not only did it help me from a playing standpoint, but as I moved forward, I actually learned how to throw the ball mechanically with my body and positioning and stuff like that. And I owe a lot of it to Kevin Murray, and so it's helped me out from a career standpoint as I move on to doing a lot of coaching down in Houston. I take a lot of stuff I learned from that, and then a little bit of stuff from Seattle, and a little bit of stuff from Pittsburgh, a little bit of stuff from Chicago to kind of really form my resume as a coach.
Yeah.
These last couple of years got me to take a little bit from here and there, and I think it's ultimately it was a blessing in disguise because I've learned a lot of football the last 4 years and got to see it from a lot of different viewpoints, and so it wasn't exactly ideal. I'd love to have just gone straight into the league how I want to, but still got an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
I'm in great shape. I've met a lot of great people. I still could be around the game, and every day, something new opens up, and so I'm just thankful and blessed.
Tell us about your camps that are going on here. What's going on around the state with your camps?
Yeah, so we're based out of Houston, and I partner with a guy named Keith Blackman, and we're part of KB3 football training, and PassingSchool.com is our website. And we just offer a lot of stuff. We have position work from every position, quarterbacks, receivers, anything, any position on the field. We have somebody contract to give individual lessons, but we also have 2-day camps we have on Mondays and Tuesdays all over the city of Houston to where, the kids come in, they get a profile page where you're going to film them, watch, test them on the combine stuff, and then, a full, quarterback, receiver, skill position camp. And then myself, I do individual lessons, and we have 7-on-7 leagues, and so it's kind of an all-encompassing youth football kind of service, I guess. All from youth all the way up to college, and so, but the really thing that I love about it and I'm passionate about and what I try to pride myself on any business I'm with myself or with Keith is the fact that I really want to teach the game,
Yeah.
whether it's fundamentals on the field and more importantly in the classroom. Our quarterback classes are kind of has been our biggest hit. It's an hour on the field And it's the hour in the classroom to where I got, fifth graders who can draw up cover one, cover two, the strengths, the weaknesses, how you beat it. And then as we get up and older, the high school kids preparing to play in college, protections, run schemes, blocking schemes. And so from a classroom standpoint, and so
Yeah.
for me, I just love sharing knowledge. And, I think from my education at A&M and my family being educators, I think one thing I have been blessed with is the ability to kind of tailor things for the age group, to make it age appropriate for a fifth grader to learn to upper level stuff.
Yeah.
And if a kid's getting it, it's getting more and more detail. But at the same time, I think a lot of teaching football's teaching. It's taking information and packaging it in a way that your audience or your kids can understand it. And I think we've done a pretty good job of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, you mentioned some of the camps and stuff. Who are some of the guys you've mentored, that have been through your camps or you just worked with over the last couple of years?
I got a couple kids that are coming up now. Jake Bloomrick is going to be the starting quarterback at Pearland. Matt Jordan's at Memorial High School right now. R.J. Sneed's actually playing over there. He's playing quarterback with the JV right now for Side Ranch. He's going to be he's about 6'3", 205 right now, and he's going to start varsity, the receiver quarterback. But he's playing in the tournament now just to get some quarterback reps. I'm trying to think. I worked a little bit with Jamil Showers. He was a former teammate of mine at A&M. Who's now at UTEP. He's going to be really good. I'm trying to think his names. But like I said, we got a lot of kids coming through the pipeline. We got a lot of middle school, a lot of freshman, sophomore kids who I think are on the verge of getting to varsity and popping. And I mean, I'm excited about it, man. And I'm just looking forward to it.
Now, for the Texas high school football fans out there, tell us about what Texas high school football this upcoming year. I mean, there's you mentioned you're going to be working with some of those names. I mean, it always produces great football all year long, doesn't it?
It does, and for me, what's been cool for me is to see kind of the cultures of football in different areas in Texas.
Yeah.
Heck, there's like 20. It seems like there's every other team's a Lake Travis team out here right now.
Yeah.
And he's watching all those guys, and they throw it and they catch it well, and they do it at the varsity level. I spent a lot of time with Alan yesterday around Kyler and his dad, and I mean, they did a great job, and Manville has a great team. Guys at Seven Lakes are doing good as well, and so for me, I think there's a lot of talent, a lot of great high school football, and I'm just as a quarterback who wants to throw it every play. It's good for me to see how well these guys throw it and catch it.
All right, the second half underway now. In this one, as Spring Branch taking on Cy Falls as we continue in this. Spring Branch, impressive first half, and they did something that we don't see hardly that much in these 7-on-7 games. Good defense as well.
Yeah, it's cool for me as well to see these guys play the different types of coverages. I think for the most part people play a lot of cover two, but the guys do a great job of communicating. You're seeing guys signaling. They're going from cover one to cover two to man the zone, and the quarterback is doing the same thing. I think at this age, the biggest thing for a quarterback can do, you don't want to get too complicated on the reads, but just identify man or zone. So that play right there was two-man. The quarterback saw those man coverage, picked his best leverage, and put on a strike. So it's pretty cool to watch.
Good catch that time by Jaden Smith. They'll head back to
no relation.
No. Yes, as far as we know, they do not share the same father.
Yeah.
Whitkus back to pass, steps up, throws it incomplete, missed his man just a little bit.
Yeah, that was a good job by the defense. I mean, and they're playing man underneath with two guys over the top. And one of the keys, especially at this age of playing 7-on-7, is forcing the ball to the outside. As a defense, you want those guys to throw the ball on the edges and just kind of depend on the fact that, quarterback at this age can actively throw it to the edges. And at the same time, if you got a quarterback who can throw it on the edges, that's where the ball should be going. So it's a chess match. It's football, but they're young guys, but they get it at this age.
Second down now. Whitkus takes the snap, throws it. That's complete. And a solid gain that time. The catch made by Brandon Hondras.
Yeah, and for everybody kind of watching, these 7-on-7 coaches or players, the name of this game is don't let them beat you inside. If you're playing man coverage, the weak spots, crossing routes, and offensively, that's what you want to do. If they're trying to beat you inside, if they're trying to keep you from inside, got to get a great move, get that guy off his feet, and get to open up space so you can beat him across your face. And if you're the defender, can't let him beat you inside, it's going to be a long game.
This 7-on-7, you're using terms like this, almost sounds like basketball.
It really is. Man zone, there's a lot of similarities in sports. I actually played, got a drop over there. It's a good throw, a drop. But Yeah, I actually played football, basketball, and baseball, and a lot of my teaching, I think sports cross over. You know, if a kid plays basketball, he gets the concept of man or zone and what you're trying to do to beat it. You
Yeah.
know, and if a kid plays baseball, he can swing a bat, throwing a ball with your hips. You know, and so I love crossing the sports up, but you're right. I mean, this 7-on-7 is a lot like playing pickup basketball.
Yeah, I mean, this day and age, I know we're seeing it less and less, but athletes are still benefiting from being multiple sport athletes.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially in Texas, there's a lot of people now who believe in specializing in sports. I think there is something to that. I've just been kind of, you know, myself and my experience. I think that, you know, let the kids play as many sports as they can. You know, you don't want to get a kid burnt out, and you only get one chance in life to play organized sports at this competitive a level. When you're out of high school, it's hard to get that same kind of competition level, you know, playing different sports. So I encourage the kids, man, play it all, and just enjoy being a kid, you know. And at some point, you'll end up specializing, but play it as many as you can for as long as you can, as long as you're staying active.
Well, you know, ninth grade, you could be, you know, a shorter guy and be more made for, you know, baseball or something as a good runner, base runner. Then, you know, 11th, 12th grade comes around, you hit your growth spurt, you're a tall wide receiver, big touchdown there. I mean, things change.
Absolutely, you know, and just enjoy being a kid. I think people, you know, stress, you know, I want to specialize so I can get to college, but then, you know, you lose the opportunity. One of the best things about being in high school, being at this age, playing these kind of tournaments is fellowship with your teammates. Enjoy being a kid, enjoy playing, enjoy competing together. Whether you may be the best baseball player, play a little basketball. It doesn't hurt for you to play in some games, and trust me, when you have to hit a last second shot, that's going to help you out when you're trying to hit that curveball, and you know it's bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Being in those pressure situations, they all help. But yeah, that was a good job by the quarterback. He ran a nice little whip route, or the receiver ran a nice little whip right. Quarterback put it on him.
So like we got a flag on the play. Going to be a false start on the offense.
Yeah, I mean, at this age too, the rules are good. I love that the coaches, the refs are throwing these kind of flags. They got to understand that they got who's got to be on the ball, who's got to be off, and the quarterback's got to be able to, you know, tell everybody where they're supposed to be. So it's like I said, man, I think this is awesome for learning big boy football at this age.
Well, you know, in the 11 game, we usually blame false starts. A lot of them, the majority of the time, by far, are by a lineman. Here, you're still teaching the discipline. You know that hey, it's not the lineman's fault this time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the receivers got to have a responsibility themselves to get themselves lined up. But the ultimate trump card is quarterback. So you got to check out there and make sure they're lined up. But that was a nice throw. They played zone coverage. They ran a good route to kind of take the corner out of his zone and replace him with a nice corner route, and the quarterback threw a good ball.
So earlier today, we saw the game before this. Cy Ranch took on. They took on what did they take on? Cy Ranch was taking on Lamar. That's who it was earlier before this game. Tell me what your thoughts were about that game and those programs. What do you know about those?
Yeah, Cy Ranch is another Cypress school, just like Cy Falls. You know, they do a really good job of. They do a really good job of being organized, and they got good talent. You know, that whole area. I mean, that seems like 12 high schools seems like in Cypress, and they all do a really good job. And then was it Houston Lamar?
Yes.
Houston Lamar. Houston Lamar, I mean, they have an interesting dynamic there. They're a magnet school, and they're smack dab in the middle of Houston. HID is a big district, and, you know, they can pull kids from a lot of areas within that district to go to the high school. And so they've had a lot of success. I think they went to state 2 years ago. I believe. And actually lost to Allen in the state championship. But it's a lot of good football. They're smack dab in the middle of Houston, a lot of the Galleria area. And there's been a lot of really good players. I'm trying to think. God. Who was it? I'm going blank on the name, but they sent a lot of guys, a couple guys to Texas. Texas Longhorn went to Lamar, defensive lineman. I'm going blank on the name. I'll think about it in a little bit. But yeah, Lamar, that's great football there as well.
So here we go. Back to pass. Throws it deep, and that's picked off. Underthrew it at that time.
Yeah, that's a great defensive play right there. You know, they're playing a little. They played a little quarter zone right there for the outside zone. Man had the outside fourth, and he saw the post and chased it. And quarterback underthrew it. He made a great play on the ball.
Goes back to what we talked about this team, this Spring Branch playing good defense both sides of the ball again.
Yeah, it was sound technique, and that's one thing that's exciting for me to see. I mean, there's plenty of athletes out there who can run and catch, but to line up in the right position, to make the right adjustment against the route, to turn your hips, to do everything technically sound, and then go up and make a play, that's the kind of stuff that learning it now, you'll be really good at it when you get older, not just depending on your talent. Because at some point, I don't care who you are, you're going to get to a point where there's going to be guys just as good as you, and that's when your technique's going to be important.
Takes the snap on first down, rolls out to the right. Caught. Solid gain that time. The catch by Brandon Hondras.
Yeah, that's the second time I've seen him do that. And, and like I said, the name of this game is protect your inside. And, Cy Falls is trying to keep him away from being inside, but he's done a great job of kind of making a move on the defender to make him think he's going left to right, then getting across his face to get himself open for the completion. Yeah, like I said, I'm really impressed with the Spring Branch team, man. Like I said, I spent a lot of time in that area, man. And those kids do a really good job. And see, we keep that lineup in quads a lot, man. That's something you don't see much, but the defense has got to get 5 guys on top of 4, or you're going to get some free runners like there.
Got a flag on the field. Made some good moves, though.
Yeah, he did. Run after the catch. That's what it's about. The rack yards. Accurate throws equal long runs.
Even the effort there, even knowing that there was a flag on the play, still going for it.
Yeah, that's huge. I keep talking about it, man. But there's so many things these kids are learning from playing in these types of tournaments, and PrimeTime's doing a great job providing this opportunity for kids at this age. And I've seen teams getting beat really badly, and the coach is saying, "Hey, have some guts, have some class about you, have some goal, to keep playing." It's all these things are life lessons. I love the game of football, and the fact that they can find a safe way to play a year round is just awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like another quads formation.
Bunch receivers to the right. Throws it. Pass and catch, makes a move. And they're inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, what I really like, too, about this quarterback, he's getting the ball out of his hand. Getting it out. A lot of times at this age, I was guilty of when I was this age, you want to hold it and always throw the deep ball. But the game's about completions. You never go broke taking a profit. And Coach Tomlin told me something that will stick with me for the rest of my life. He said, football is a simple game. They don't want you, they want the ball. So you get it out of your hand, your life becomes a lot easier.
Three receivers to the left. Steps back, trying to get rid of it. Touchdown. Another score for Spring Branch. And the lead is adding up for these guys.
Yeah, that's another good move. Zone defense. Once again, they can't stop him. It's his 3rd time I've seen him beat it underneath coverage for inside to make it a good catch and a good play.
These guys are all in the 11th grade at a Spring Branch. This is a good group here.
Yeah, it's a good group, and these kids get it. And they're playing some upload football. I think they're 8th graders. Some younger guys, but yeah, they get it.
8.
Nice little one-handed catch there, and like I said, they keep beating them across the middle, and it's good stuff.
Correction there, my roster that was given to me was put 11th. Actually, 8th is there. That would be there would be a big difference there if we had that. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. They probably got a little brother on the team or something. The family's getting some love still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to see Cy Falls put together a drive right here, just for the kids' morale. There you go. Oh, completion. It's completion. It's a short game, but get the ball out of your hand and get a completion.
2nd down now coming up for Cy Falls. Pumps once. Got rid of it. Incomplete.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's one thing about being a quarterback. You want to stay away from being late down the middle of the field. Things get late for you, throw the ball to the edges. Guys open, put it on them. If not, throw it to the stands.
You got to love seeing at this age already the guys putting on the pump fakes and all that, get there getting a little bit of attitude, already in their game.
Oh yeah, like I think every quarterback got to have some moxie, and like I said, you got to know what you do and how you play the game. Manipulate it how you need be. Have a little. Every quarterback got to have a little magic to them.
We keep hearing all the time that, hey, the game's revolutionizing more for mobile quarterbacks, whatnot. This is still keeping it. If you're a guy that can't run, I mean, the 7-on-7 game is still proven that there's still a place for the pocket quarterback in the game.
Absolutely, I think that there will always be a place for the pocket quarterback in the game because no matter who you are, you can't travel faster than the ball. So you have a smart guy back there who understands fundamentals, understands defenses, and get the ball out of his hand. And he can have success. Now, at the same time, you have that kind of guy who can also run. That's when you got some major problems on your hand trying to defend that guy. But at the same time, look at Peyton, look at Brady. I think that type of quarterback will always have a place. But at the same time, when you do get a great athlete, if you can teach him to be as fundamental, as good in the pocket, understanding defenses, teach him how to throw the ball just as well, that's when you get some good situations. And that's just the beauty of football. There's more than one way to play the game. There's more than one way to have success, and that variety is great for the game.
Takes the snap. They had a quarterback change, it looks like.
Yes, they did. A man coverage. The receiver ran a corner route. Great job by number 21 by protecting his inside and making it forcing a tough throw. If I'm coaching up 84, I'm telling him, hey, my quarterback needs some room. So run that corner route, keep it a little bit tighter inside so the quarterback has a bigger window to drop the ball in there. You want to take that flat angle, he's only got one place to put the ball, and the defender did a great job forcing that one spot.
That's Darrell Moss, the 84.
Between your legs. 5 minutes. Come on, Jake, give me a good stand.
Here we go, second down. Steps up, incomplete off his hands.
They're down.
Yep, they run those crossing routes again, lining up in those that quad formation in the crossing routes. If I'm coaching Cy Falls and they get in that quad from the right hash, I'm saying, look, if they're lining up there, they don't have too many options to go. You got a short field. They're probably going to be coming left if they're lining up that many guys right.
So coming up after this, I believe we have a Coppell and Plano. Now, Coppell, I've heard good things, about what their program does, and Plano West as well. Tell us about those.
Yeah, two DFW teams are very familiar with each other. I believe they may be in the same district or have been in the past, so they know a little bit about each other. That's the other beauty of this. These kids get to see each other. They get to be around each other. They're going to play each other in high school multiple times, so it's built a little rivalries, a little, relationship with these guys. But Plano West has done a really good job. They have great facilities there. They have a great indoor for them, which I think is awesome about Texas high school football, how many teams have indoors. But they got great facilities, great players, and great coach over there. And Coppell has also had a lot of success as well.
Speaking of facilities, you being an A&M guy, tell me about what you think of the work they're doing on Kyle Field down the street.
Oh, man, that whole place is crazy. Kyle Field, that's a given. Like that, they're dropping the stadium down 8 feet. I think the walls are closer, so the 12th man will be even more on top of what they already are. If you go to the facility, you have a brand new weight room that's about the size of 2 high school basketball gyms, with just the football weight room with screens everywhere and the best equipment. We just put the R.C. Slocum dining hall for the athletes now. It's like almost like a 5-star dining hall, and then on top of that, we revamped the whole foyer when you walk in. It looks like the Apple Store with the A&M stuff around. It's all white and sleek, and Coach Summers done a great job. And he's running around here somewhere. He's got a little one playing for the 6th grade College Station Vicious team, from the A&M coaches. But yeah, so it's good things going on at A&M and our facilities. We've always had great facilities, but I would argue we're just up there with anybody in the country as far as the stadium, facilities, everything.
So I know you graduated a couple years ago, and they've changed coaches since you've played. But are you still coming down there? Are you going to take advantage of those facilities? You'll work out a bit down there.
Absolutely. I have a great relationship with Coach Sumlin and Coach Jackson, who's the strength and conditioning coach, and they've been welcoming me with open arms. And so I really respect what those coaches are doing. It's not my coaches, so they didn't have to welcome me in like they did.
Yeah.
But, they said, look, you're always a friend of the program. You did a lot of good things here. We really respect who you are as a person, what you stand for. And so for me, it feels good, because they didn't have to do that. And they're great people. They're doing a great job recruiting. And I really like what they're doing with the program. It's definitely on the ups and ups. And Coach Sumlin's a great coach. Like I said, I think all that stuff trickles down from the top to the bottom, and he's doing a great job over there.
Conversion good that time, so another good sign about this we talked about how good the Spring Branch team was they go with the second team and they're still scoring, changing quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's their system. The guys know where to go with the ball. They're getting out of their hands quickly. Receivers are running to space, and they're doing a good job. It's a game about throwing in catches, and you get enough completions, good things are going to happen. And they love that quad formation.
Rolling out to the left, throws it, and that's out of bounds.
That was a unique little play by Little Man. I don't know if it worked. Yeah, I don't know if it worked, but that's a clever play. The ball's going out of bounds. You understand you can't catch it, so might as well try to help your buddy out. And depending on if we had a replay, they may have called that back in. But at this point, the 7-on-7 game with these officials, I think they're going to say that's a no-go. But that's a great job.
Good stuff.
Oh, 4-second violation. There you go.
4-second violation.
Yeah, well, everything that just happened, null and void.
4-second, the 4-second violation. I know that most people might not understand it, but that's a good teacher for these quarterbacks.
Absolutely, because every defensive coaches, they the 7-on-7 deal. They said, well, heck, we can't hit the quarterbacks and send back there all day. So the 4 seconds is the equalizer. It's teaching the kids, hey, you're not going to have all day back there in that pocket. You got to have a time limit, got to make quick decisions, and get the ball out.
Well, linemen are constantly told, hold your line, protect the quarterback for 4 seconds. So, I mean, that correlates.
Absolutely, 100%. Linemen, look, you got 4 seconds to get the ball out of your hand. After you get past 4 seconds, you're on your own. Our job is to keep them away from you for 4 seconds. In 4 seconds, you make your decision, the ball out of your hand, throw or run.
Now where you're at, Johnny Manziel, when he was there, it was 6 or 7.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing people don't, you go that year he won the Heisman, you had Luke Jokel at left tackle, who went number 2 overall. You had Jake Matthews at right tackle, who went number 4 overall, I think. And then Cedric Aboye was playing guard, and he may go top 5 as well. And then you got Patrick Lewis, who's playing for the Jaguars. You have this year's center was Jake Matthews' little brother, who's a top center coming out in 2 years. You have Jermaine Ifedi, who's one of the top guards, and Jarvis Harrison, who may go first round as well. So over the last 3 years, we're going to have maybe at least 3 top 10 picks, but maybe 4 to 5 of the 7 guys who rotated the offensive line who are going to go for either first or second round in the draft. So that gives you a couple more seconds back there in the pocket. And then as dangerous as Johnny was, guys didn't want to rush. So the combination of that gives you some 8-9 second plays. And then Mike Evans, Ryan Swope, those guys, that's the reason they won a lot of games.
I want to eat what they're eating because they're obviously taking care of their guys, getting them pros and everything. Final in that one, the game is over. The final score 32-0. The shutout that time by Spring Branch, and a big win for them. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we got some more football coming up here very, very shortly. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Tyler Jones, Jerron Johnson here with you from College Station, Texas. We'll be back. You're watching the PrimeTime Sports Network, the best game in town.